and welcome to WRPB and WRPB Studios. Okay, so I'm going to probably get yelled at through this interview because everything that she teaches, what you should do, I don't do. But hopefully, if I could pick up one or two things, it might benefit me. With me is Phara Taylor from Nutrition Clinic.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So, these people know me forever and know nutrition and Wayne didn't really get along too well, and I ended up with a heart attack. Okay? And that's what happens when you don't watch what you do and watch what you intake. But it's more than just what you intake, right? Is nutrition based on more than just food?
Nutrition is food. It's real food. It's whole foods.
Okay.
Okay, but it is what you do. It is what you do with your daily activities, your stress management, exercise. So all that can play into a healthy lifestyle.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this about 15 years.
So you started when you were 4?
Well, my dad, ever since my dad had developed heart disease, he had CHF, congestive heart failure, and I was on my way to Paris to study. And my dad was sick, and I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? So I started looking at what could be the cause, right? He had high blood pressure, he had shortness of breath, and I wanted to figure out a solution, and I thought that was going to be food. So I started reading, and when I went to Paris, it was like, oh my God, look at this whole different paradigm of health. So I started looking into it, reading about it, and it was like, I have to go back and study nutrition. So that's how I got into holistic nutrition, trying to help people change their diet, their lifestyle, so that they don't end up with, chronic issues.
Okay, so how hard is it when you have someone like me, who I'm a Brooklyn boy, so it's meat and potatoes, okay? Been dealing with, the problem is that I'm not fat, but I'm fatter than I'd like to be, or than I should be.
Yeah.
How hard is it to get someone like me or whatever to change and do things differently?
Well, I actually have a 6 weeks program designed for people just like you. It's easy, it's simple, and it works. The nice thing is it's sustainable. So it's tiny little habits that we teach you that add up over time. Okay, so you can be a meat and potatoes guy. That's part of it. We also add the veggies. That might be the part we need to work on. But it comes down to portions. It comes down to how much and what type of fats you're using. So there's a lot that goes into creating this well-balanced plate. But a lot of it, the base of it, is real food, and it's vegetables. Vegetables is the key.
Is it really?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a ton of different kind of vegetables. What's the best vegetable? In your opinion?
In my opinion, I think broccoli has to be it.
As long as you didn't say Brussels sprouts.
I love Brussels sprouts. Yeah, I do. I do.
Really?
I love them roasted with garlic and a little bit of balsamic vinegar.
Okay, so, I mean, the scenario becomes that, I guess, what I was told is that, fast food, but if you have McDonald's once every 6 months, are you really doing damage to yourself?
Okay, so the correct answer is yes, you are. I mean, it is so processed. There's no way around it. I mean, every once in a while, sometimes you have to eat, you have to eat what you have, but there are better choices. If you really knew what went into those processed foods, you wouldn't want to eat them. So if you can ever make a better choice, I would. And they do have salads at McDonald's. They do.
See, so this is how I see things. Hey, you can get an Impossible Whopper. You can get a burger that's not made, but it's made. I'm sure it's made with other stuff that's not healthy.
It is made with a ton of preservatives. Those Impossible Burgers. Oh my goodness, you don't want to know what's in them.
No, I don't.
You don't.
Doesn't matter. I wouldn't eat it anyway.
So I love burgers. Okay, you want real, fresh, organic meat. Make it yourself. You make it yourself, you can have it. If you can go out and kill it, you can have it. If it's processed in a lab, made in a factory, probably not good. Not that good. Just because it's so processed, think of all the stuff that goes in, the preservatives, the MSG, just to make it palatable for you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So our plan is whole foods based. So you're eating real food. We're staying away from shakes and bars and all that. So if you were to work with us at the nutrition clinic, it's a sustainable diet because it's based on real food. You don't have to buy prepackaged anything. You know, it's all based on food from the earth.
So you hear, I think we as people are sold a bill of goods on TV. So you hear about all these protein bars and all this other stuff. Do they have any value?
Some, I mean, they're not for everybody. They do. They're convenient food, but it's all in the details, right? So the ingredients, there are some healthy ones out there for sure.
Okay.
But a lot of them are loaded with fake proteins, a lot of saturated fat, a lot of sugar. It really depends. And that's one thing, when we sit down and we do a consult, we review these things. So if it's like, okay, I want to do a protein bar, well, let's look at the one you're currently doing or thinking about, and we look at the ingredients. We teach you what they mean, you know, because sometimes you can get something that's low carb, but it's loaded with artificial sweeteners, and those can be problematic too. They can increase your hunger. So you think you're doing something good because it's low sugar, but then you're hungry. You have to eat cookies and cake. So we really try to teach our patients how to read the labels
And that's
how
really
to make
important.
better choices.
Reading-
Absolutely.
Because I'm in the food industry in another company. I do chocolates. And people will get Hershey's and Nestle, and they have a thing called PRPG. So they took out the cocoa butter, which was good, and they replaced it with the PRPG, which is castor beans, okay, to keep the viscosity of the chocolate, but it's not healthy.
Right.
But they don't care about health, they care about making sales.
Exactly. 100% cocoa is perfectly healthy.
Okay.
I recommend 90%?
We do 80. In our chocolates, we do 80%.
80%.
On our
80% is
dogs.
very high, yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
And then we do the
that's what the
alcohol, so we don't have to put
antioxidants-
preservatives in.
Exactly.
You put the alcohol in, it kills everything. You don't have to worry about it. So, okay, so the programs are different for everybody?
It is. However, the foundation is nutrition, and it's based on real food. So, for example, for somebody who comes in for heart disease, they're going to get a good foundation for nutrition, vegetables, protein, fats. Whereas somebody with kidney disease, it's going to be a little different. So we do customized nutrition. So everybody will get a plan based on their health conditions. So it's very personalized that way. But the foundation of our plan is real food.
You know, you said one word that really, I don't think people understand, and that's sustainability, okay? Because people go on diets, they have to lose 20 pounds, they lose 20 pounds, and then they say, well, I don't want to be on a diet anymore. It's really not diet. You really have to change your lifestyle.
Yeah. It's a lifestyle thing because, and that's the thing, we don't do diets. We don't
Okay,
do
right.
diets. We give you a plan. Okay, these are your issues. Okay, and this is how this is going to help you. And if you follow it, and of course, it's not like, you know, there's a ton of, so there's the plan, the nutrition, and then there's the lifestyle. How does it fit? We take all of that into account.
So you're going to, is it a gradual change, or is it, we're cutting out?
Well, it really depends on the person. For example, if you were to sit down with me, we'd look at what you're currently doing, and then from that, we can fix the morning routine. We can fix the bedtime routine. Like if you're constantly going for sugar at night, that might be where we kind of focus. But it takes about 12 weeks
Okay.
to see a 30-pound weight loss, for example, working with us. But it's not something that we do overnight, but we work into it.
So I call you up and say, hey, this is the story. I'm 30 pounds overweight. I'm not feeling that great. I want to make an appointment. So I set an appointment. What do I need to come in with?
If you have a list of your medications, that's helpful. If you have lab work, that's helpful. We review it with you so you understand what they mean, and so you can see the change, right?
Okay.
Yeah, most of our people, they'll come in with high cholesterol, high blood pressure, elevated A1C, high blood sugars, and then within 3 months, those numbers are much different, much different.
How often do you have to see somebody?
Well, typically we do it once a month. It would
Okay.
be like, and then we have people that we would see over a 6 months period. So let's say you had 50 or 60 pounds to lose. So it would be a longer term.
Okay, so I do let's just say this 12-week program. When I'm done, am I done?
Well, yes, when you're done, you will have lost 30 pounds. You'll feel amazing and you'll know exactly what to do to stay on track. Now, you always have access to me and my team. So if you feel like you need a tune-up, we just come on in, just make another appointment. But the first 30 pounds is the hardest for most
Of
people.
course, okay.
But once you understand the biology and the how to do it, after that, it's, I usually tell my patients, I just want to get you better, and then I hope you don't have to come back, right?
Right.
Because they've got the tools now.
Yep, and I mean, I get that. Okay, so I come in, you do this review with me. How many of the people that come through fall off the wagon, for lack of a better word?
Honestly,
And are they recoupable after they fall off the wagon?
yes. Usually, if they fall off, it's because they weren't ready. Like, you have to be mentally ready, right, to make a change, right? So I'll see people fall off right away because they're like, okay, this is not for me. I can't do it. So they're like, the fear factor. But most people, honestly, within the first 3 weeks, they see the change. They see the change in themselves, their energy, their sleep. And so they want to come back to see me because
Okay.
they want to know, hey, this is working,
Right.
and I want to see, they want to get better. So it's a great to see people transform.
Okay, so who's your clientele? Young, old, middle?
I would say between 40 and 65. Actually, I even have older patients. I see Medicare patients. Medicare does pay for diabetes and kidney disease, so I see a lot of that. And
So you take those insurances?
I do, and you would need a doctor's referral for that. But most of my patients are at the age of 40 and up.
Interesting. We're getting to the top of the time. How do people find you? Do you have a website?
Yes, absolutely. So the easiest place to go is my website, Phara.com. That's Phara.com. And there you can download my morning routine. There are other resources there. You can follow me on Facebook. You can get into my 10-day challenge, self-care challenge. So there's a lot to do. So that's my website, Phara.com.
Where do people come from? Are they referred to you? I mean, how do you get your patients?
So people find me on Google, believe it or not.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I have to ask you this before we run out of time. So there's a whole alphabet after your name.
Oh, okay. So MSRD LDN. So I'm the MS stands for MS. It stands for Masters of Science, right?
Okay.
So and then RD is for registered dietitian,
Okay.
and LDN is licensed dietitian nutritionist.
Okay.
So yeah,
I was just curious what all those letters were.
all those yeah. So I did my master's at Simmons College in Massachusetts. So I end up with all those letters. Yeah.
All right, everybody, check her out. Okay, this is a chance for you, and I bring these people on to give you the chance to know what you need to do, and all you got to do is go to phara.com.
Yes, that's
and
my
just
first
kind of
name.
check into it and download the morning program.
My morning routine.
Yep.
Yes.
Start with that. Go from there, one step at a time. I'm not going against her or whatever, but I think that you need to know what you're getting into because that'll give you the mindset to continue and follow through.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Everybody, check her out. Phara, I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure. Everybody have a great day, and we'll be right back.